Hi, I'm Dempsey of Dempsey Investment Management, a certified financial planner in South Burlington, Vermont. We offer independent financial planning and investment management. I'm often asked to review people's annuities, and today I want to talk about three types: fixed, immediate, and variable. This advice is not meant to be specific to one person. It's pretty complex, and we definitely recommend you talk to a financial professional, your accountant, to learn more about your unique situation. Fixed annuities are actually quite simple. They're almost like a CD or a bond. You buy an annuity for a fixed term, like 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years. They have a stated rate of return, usually pretty competitive with bonds or CDs, sometimes higher, sometimes lower, but at least you know exactly what you're getting. So the benefits of them are they're very safe. You know exactly what you're getting, and they're easy to understand. And the other real key benefit is that the income you earn is also tax deferred. So as long as you don't take out the money, it'll grow tax deferred for you. The only real disadvantage is that they're a little bit more locked up. And if you want to get out, you may incur some penalties from the insurance company and possibly from the government. If you're under 59 and a half, any earnings may be penalized by 10%. The second type of annuity I see quite a bit is called an immediate annuity, sometimes called a lifetime annuity. And essentially how these work is like a pension, where you would write the insurance company a check, and based on your age and current interest rates, they'll pay you a payment for life, for as long as you and or your spouse may live. So the benefits of these really are that it's very simple. You can't outlive your money. You know exactly what you're going to get. Another benefit is the money is out of your estate. The creditors aren't going to come and get it. It's no longer yours. The only real disadvantage of these is that inflation is a big one. Many of them don't inflate. So if you're getting that example of $100,000 for a 65-year-old couple, initially they're getting $468 a month, but after 20 years that might only feel like $259 a month. So every year that inflation is going to erode that benefit. The other disadvantage, of course, it is out of your state. You can't change your mind and go back and get the money. It's pretty much gone. But if you want something that's guaranteed and is safe and predictable, these can be a good fit for some people. The final annuity I want to talk about today is a variable annuity, and these are the ones that I actually see the most often. A variable annuity, think of it as like a mutual fund program with an insurance wrapper around them. So they're allowing you to participate in investments like stocks and bonds, but with the protection of the insurance or the guarantees that the insurance may offer you, albeit with a cost. The main benefits of a variable annuity, like other annuities, is tax deferral. So if you put in money, as long as you don't take it out while it's growing, you're not paying any income tax. You also have a death benefit. So if you put in, say, $100,000 and the market value went down in the stocks and you passed away, your beneficiaries would get back that $100,000 or maybe even more. The other benefit with the variable annuities, they're typically safe. They're insured by an insurance company. But there's a lot of disadvantages that I think get glossed over and I think are really critical to look at. One of them is the high expenses. Many variable annuities, especially commission ones, I've seen as high as 3%, 1.5% to 2% is very common. The other disadvantage is that the income, any gains that you make, are taxed as income. They're not taxed at lower capital gain rates like they might be in a regular investment account. There's also a loss of what they call step up in basis. So like if you had a regular investment account that you would say put $50,000 into and it was now worth $100,000 and you passed away, your heirs would not pay tax on that move from 50 to 100. That would be stepped up. With the annuities, the move 50 to 100 would be taxable as income. So that's a huge issue that most people aren't aware of. The other issue is, of course, penalties. If many of these variable annuities will charge you a penalty of anywhere from 2 to 10%, depending on the time period and who sold it to you. And that could last anywhere from 1 to 7 years, maybe even more. Also, you may have a federal penalty. If you're below 59 and a half, gains may get taxed at extra 10%. So there's a lot of things to be really careful about with the variable annuities. So let's look at equity indexed annuities. I see quite a bit of these, and their main appeal is that they offer a guaranteed rate of return. And let's look at how these work. So typically you would go to the insurance company and say you deposit $100,000, they will say, we're going to guarantee you 6% a year, and we're going to participate in the stock market, and you can't lose money. And there's really a couple critical points here. First of all, there's the benefit base. That's what's generally growing at 6% a year. So you start with the year 100,000, and many years later it might be worth, say, 150,000. At that point, you say to the insurance company, I want income, and they'll base that 6% on that benefit-based value. There's also the contract value, and that's really based on how it really actually performed in the market. And I rarely see this number keep up with the benefit base because the expenses can be very high in these things, often reaching 2 to 3% a year. They usually don't even include dividends that the stock market makes, so it's been very hard for this thing to earn a higher rate of return than the benefit base. What you can't do is you can't call up and say, hey, I see my benefit base is $150,000. Can you send me a check for that? You'll get a check for the contract value, and that's the really key thing to understand. So yes, they are very safe if you follow through and use them for what they're intended to do. So as you can see, even in this brief interview, I tried to give you a little education. All of these are pretty complex. You really need to get as much information as you can. Talk to your planner, talk to your accountant, and just do your homework. It's very easy to make a mistake, and it could cause some pretty serious tax implications and or loss of income. So please do your homework. I'm Don Dempsey of Dempsey Investment Management. Thank you for listening.